It's no like me. Insert ads. No, I don't want these bloody things. And we'll see if we can put that up. Aye. Oh, I can even read that. Ah. Well, here we are. Balach. Well, man, I think it's the Lomond Park Hotel. It's almost the centre of the place. But the place is Ho-Chin. I'm up here for the Kiltwalk. Try and make some money for a listening ear. Why not? Oh, what's this? Something happening? Aye, that's all right. Aye. We've I got up here. It was a hellish drive getting up here. Roadworks and diversions. No, that's not the right word. Roads closed and the diversions were rubbish. Oh, I must have wasted about an hour when I left here. And then when I hit Glasgow. Now, what I'm going to do is when I've finished this, I'm going to have a look at the map and I'm going to see if I can find another way back, even if it's longer. First today. Yeah, I'm thinking maybe I'll go down the coast and miss all these bloody flaming roadworks, because the roadworks just haven't helped me at all. It's just been absolutely a wipeout. And then when I go up here, this place is absolutely hoaching with people. It's amazing how many people, and well, it's part one of the Kiltwalk, and there's still people walking it. I was just up the road there at the chip shop, and things were still hotting up. There was still people coming along the edge of the river, shouting their heads off. I think they were glad to have made it, but they had went for the longer thing. But the place is absolutely mobbed. The locals will make a bob or two out of this. Aye. I had a look around all the food shops. Then I remembered that I'm going to be working tomorrow, so I need to have food that I can eat. Who's just came on? Oh, it's Dave. Hey, Dave. Aye. Hi, Dave. The weather is absolutely fantastic. And I've checked it for tomorrow. And it looks like I'm going to have a really good day. But I'm down a wee bit. I didn't realise. So I'll just take my time going round. That illness at the beginning of the year must have been a wee bit, took more out of me than I thought. That's another one there telling me to be careful what I say. That's all right. I'll get round to slagging that guy with the bad hairstyle for America. Hey, they tell me he likes McDonald's. There's been some photos of him receiving McDonald's at the White House. I don't know if that's true or not. Anyway, I'm busy planning what I'm going to be doing next year. Uh, well, when I go back, I've obviously got this video to do up. I tried to build a new set of cupboards for the van, but the stuff I got for B&Q, it didn't fit together. It was bloody rubbish. And it was about 150 quid's worth when I bought everything. So I bought some brackets and screw nails. So I've got to have another go at it and glue, and I'll see if I can get it going. Because that needs to be replaced. But before I came away, I ordered a new tent. Now, as you know, I like inflatable. Well, I don't like the standard tent. And I had that big inflatable, but it was just too bloody big. Far too big. So there's, like I predicted, there's a new air tent coming out of China or somewhere. There's all different bits here. You'll see it in America and things on YouTube. Just tap in air tent or inflatable tent, and it's a mere square thing. And you can get one person in it. Well, you could get four, but but all the gear and that. And they're actually got this thing up in the winter over there. Anyway, I've ordered one, couple of £100, and we'll give that a wee go. Ah, Dave's donated. Thanks, Dave. To anybody that's listening, if they want to donate to the Kiltwalk, to the listening here, if they go onto my Facebook page, Wonder Max Facebook page, the link's there. I am a wee bit knackered for running the Kiltwalk. There's some guys did. I don't know whether that would be an easy run or not. I'm going to walk it. Well, I think I'm going to stagger around it. I'm taking all my medical equipment with me in my pockets just in case I need it. But I'll just take my time. I'll take plenty of drink. I'll see what food I can get in my pocket. And I'll just take it easy. And that's how you can do. I'm on the crisps. I found them. I've never tried them. Taylor's lightly salted. They're very nice. Very, very nice. But anyway, I've got this new tent coming. And I've been around the coastal bits that I usually go to. And I've got places planned. And if the weather's like this, I wouldn't be going up into the woods. I'll be going to the coast or somewhere beside a river. But if I'm beside a river, I'll get hit with a bloody midges. Aye, you came out like midges are. They're lovely creatures. Aye, they're the hell. But this new tent, I'm going to really take the mic. I'm going to take it to the Minic Pass first. And as you know, I've never had a successful camp out in the Minic Pass. There's always something goes wrong. No, we'll make that the second trip. we'll probably go to somewhere like New England Bay, uh, where it's easy to get home for. Either that or go to Newton campsite. Oh, that's going to be a good place because I can get right down the front. If you're into camping and just want the basics on a site, go to Newton campsite. It's right next to the sea. It's beautiful, absolutely fantastic. I love it to bits. More I can be there, go there regular. And of course, we've got that bay around towards Kirkcudbright. But we're going to try things a wee bit different this year. No, we're doing it to expand the channel. We're doing it because I want to do things a wee bit different this year. Might do some cooking. I might cut back on the fancy gear. And with this tent, I'll do it more for what ordinary folk just starting can do. Because from what I'm seeing for America with this tent, it's a game changer if it works out. It's not a backpacking tent, but sooner or later, and I can see one or two just starting, you're going to get air tents that are backpackable. It's got to happen. There's one or two, but they're very, very expensive at the moment. Just watch. They've got to come. Because these bloody pop-up tents, they're a waste of space. They're cheap, they're nasty. The pull-up tents, like the Slummit Cub 2, that is a fantastic tent. 4,000 hydrostatic head. And it just pops up like that. Just pull it up, clonk. Just like my bivvies. Now, finally, that took years to find the right bivvy. So I'm pretty well covered. I got the van, I got the bivvies, I've got the tents. I'm enjoying life. Oh, someone's hacking. I don't know what it is. Anyway, I'm on the, what is that? Inches. It's cloudy side up. Oh, I've actually got a couple of tins of that. Hey, Chuck. Yeah, I feel well at the moment. I think so, anyway. Oh, I better put my glasses on. Lola. Yeah, I'm enjoying life. I've got to. I was a wee bit down around about January when I had that problem. I was meant to go and see the doctor, but they couldn't see me for over a week, and that was a week I wasn't doing anything. And the nearest I could get was the coming Tuesday, but I've got a meeting on the Tuesday. So I had a look at the problem, altered the tablets, and I seem to have got on top of it. And I know I've got to go in for a blood test. Now, I'll square it with the doctor when I get the results of that. But my heart rate had went up from the mid-50s to the mid-70s. It's still up there, But I'm regularly checking my blood pressure. I've got one of these. These are fantastic. They're not like the old thing. They just go in your wrist, and yeah, and you can take your blood pressure. I wouldn't switch it on because it makes a hell of a noise. But it's easier to do than getting the kit out and getting it all around your arm, and you didn't need to take anything off. Hey, Chuck Nasty. He slipped me a quid. Good lad. Thanks very much. Thanks very much, Chuck. They all add up. They all got to ours my new tent. What was it? £259. It better work out. Nah, it's good investment. And of course, I've got the MOT on the van coming up. It shouldn't be anything wrong with it. It's only done 2,500 since the last MOT. And Lawrence had done it. It was very, very thorough. But I've got a problem with the wiper, with the washers. They're just... so what I'm going to do is next weekend I'm going to work on the van. I'm going to clean it. It's not been cleaned in a year. And I'm going to get my pump that I use for pumping up the tyres, and I'm going to give the whole wiper system a blow through. And I spoke to the garage I use for the MOT. He says, well, if you can't get to work, bring it in a month before the MOT and we'll fix it. And that's going to work out well, because if the van's getting in, if the van's in getting fixed, I can use the car for going away camping. Vermin's came up. Hi, he's looking forward to getting out. He's got a tent box. As you know, I'm not a lover of them. Okay, I've never tried one, so you can shoot me if you like. I'll be honest, I've never tried one. But the reason I didn't fancy it, basically, is I got morag, and I can't get morag up into the tent. She'd hurt herself if she fell out. And also, if there's any wind, a tent box isn't the thing to be in, is it? Aye. But, this sort of weather, I think it's a good idea, but it's not for me. Vermin, I've been telling everybody about my new tent. But we're talking about meeting up. We'll think about it when we get back. Especially, this sort of weather, one of these coastal things would be great. It's Gene Sutherland. I don't know if it's in a relation, but I'm happy to be here at the Kiltwalk. I'll probably spend more on hotels than what I'll make for the charity, but I need a holiday. And Morag, she's away into the beach bank kennels, and I dropped her off this morning, and Jane and Bryce said, looking at her, says, we're going to give her a bath. So she's getting a bath as well. Oh, thanks, Jane. A few extra bucks will help. Aye, it's Dave's sister. I was wondering. Aye. Now, you're up slightly for this. I can't remember. Aye. Aye, aye. I can't remember where everybody is. But it's I used to come to Loch Lomond every week, My mate had a boat, and we used to go out and camp on the islands for a couple of nights, get away from the women. Aye, used to sit there, have a fire, eat steaks, smoke cigars, go fishing. That was when I was younger. Now I can't even smoke cigars. I'm not allowed to. Well, I still hear a fly one occasionally. And I meant to do. My trouble that I had at Christmas was probably brought on when we smoked the pipe too much. So I very occasionally have a pipe, just to, if I get the munchies. Vernon slipped me a quid as well. Good lad. That would be a great couple of days to have a meet up. And a load of smiley things from SPK 803. Aye. It would be nice to do a meet up for a couple of days, have a fire. But although I hate to say it, it would be best doing it on a pucker campsite. Because you turn up, there's that many people in wild camping now. You don't know you turn up to a place and there's folk there already, and it's chocker with idiots. And I believe that there's some workies. These guys are getting subsistence allowance. If they're up here working, what they'll do is they'll put a big tent up somewhere, and they'll spend their subsistence allowance on socialising, bevy and backy. I saw the day when I would have done something like that. No, I think when I was away on expenses, I always went to somewhere, and I used to take pride in trying to get a cheaper place or a better place, or getting more for the firm's bucks, which meant I was getting more. And that meant I could go to more things. When I worked, I had an allowance for going to seminars and that, and for hospitality. And if I didn't overspend it, it meant I got more today. There's wisdom there. Went and got a haircut last week. Look at it. I feel better, but I still would prefer long hair like I used to have. But I dare say I've got to go with the times. But there's a lot of buggers in the hairdresser. I got this wee hairdresser in Stranraer. I can't remember her name. It's something weird, Merva or something. Marina, or it's something like that. Everybody will get what I mean. She's straight. She's very straight talking, is the lady. But these buggers they're all getting a number too. And I'm going, oh Christ, I'm not getting one of them. Somebody's saying hello. Who is it? Nathan Drop. Hello there, Nathan. Yeah. That's Vernon saying that the safest place is definitely a campsite. And the one that I would mention because of the price is Newton. And the reason I mentioned Newton is, although it would be nice to get a gang of folk and get down the beach or just over the wall, if you can't get that, the field's bloody massive. You could get a bloody Highland show in there. Oh, there was chuck me another quid. Cheers. Cheers, mate. Yeah, the that new campsite, they've even got a fishing pond up the top, but nobody uses it. And I think sometime this year I've got to approach her and say, can I have a go at the fishing pond? She doesn't think there's anything in it. Or she thinks there's pike in it. There was never pike in that before. That in its day was coarse fish. I'll I'll look into that. Nath drop, but do you stream often? This is the first time on. I don't stream often, and I usually put up beforehand that I'm going to do it. I didn't this time because I'll be honest, I've not got the concentration that I had last year, and I'm finding it. I don't know. That illness at the beginning of the year knocked a lot out of us. But the next time I'll be streaming that I know of is I usually like to stream at my birthday, Christmas and New Year. And if I'm doing anything in particular, that's the reason I'm doing this, but I should have advertised it more to get some funds for a listening ear. We're doing all sorts of things now. I just got a check for the police and the local government. They had money lying about, and what it is, we're going to organise refresher courses in driving for elderly people. You know, if they're not feeling, if they're feeling they need a wee bit sharpen up, or they want to learn about modern driving, you know, the problems with contacting when you break down and these sat navs and the modern car and insurances and all that. The idea is to get a couple of assessments for a driving instructor, and the police is going to do some lectures. At the moment, it's in Newton Stewart and Stranraer to help older folk, and we'll work it in with one of our friendly cops. But that's the latest thing we've got going. We've still got the NODA going, the No One Dies Alone, and we're still doing the friendly cops in the care homes, and I'm still talking to folk on the telephone. But I'm on the board, and see you next week. I've not got a minute to my bloody self, but I enjoy it. Who's that? 45 Bebop. Aye. I do the occasional meetup. I'm very careful. What the hell's up with my hair? Aye. I'll get around to doing more meetups. It's nice to be nice and meet more people and have a fire and just have a crack. As long as the weather's good. 234, is that church? Cheech. Hey, Mike. Hey, Cheech. Aye. There's a lot of good wee spots about, but meeting up on fly camps, see for now to the middle of summer, to the back of summer, they're all going to be mobbed. Middle of the week, they're no. And I do a lot of my stuff middle of the week for that reason. I can think of one or two really nice ones. You'll notice that a lot of the tent ones, when you say where they are, because I just don't want them overrun with the numpties. Uh, and the numpties actually sometimes go to the campsites as well. Uh, I mean, see, I used to go to, is it Hansel or Hensel Estate, down the west side of Loch Ken. And I know they had bother with a whole load turned up one weekend, booked in individually. And the first lot there go out and they're putting all the speakers up. They just tell them, give them their money back and tell them to get to hell. But if you want a good one to go and boogie, is it Donaghadee? That's up off the A75 on the road up to Three Lochs. That's and they actually do. Aye, they do festivals. I like that wee place. Yeah, I agree with me. Keep the good spots a secret. I know quite a few spots that other people through my Facebook page, Wonder with Mike. Quite a few people have we've swapped places. And I'm lucky. Totally dyslexic, but I've got a good eye for detail. And I'll be looking at somebody else's campsite and them going to it and all the rest of it. And I'm looking at the background and I go, oh, wait a minute, now I know where that is. That's how I found a lot of the campsites. Colin Russell, that's how I found all Colin's campsites. looking at the background. And he's sneaky. He puts the wrong entry in some of them and all the rest of it. But when you sit down and swing the camera around and that, the amount of times I took a bairn off Elsa Craig, I could see another castle in the background that, sitting up like a broken tooth. And I knew where it was. So I could tell roughly where he was. Now, I don't know what T-Watch is. This is Bebop said it. I take it. I'll have a look at it. Now, Yank women. Okay, there is a space if I can find the right woman. It can put up with me. But I remember from my young virile days, yeah, Yank women. Ho ho! I had a great time. It's T with the name of it. Oh, and he slipped me a couple of bob. Thanks, mate. And I take it I'll have a wee look at it. Stream say 8 hours a day. What you just talk to these people in America? I'm not that hard up, but I could do it for a laugh. I'll do anything for a. See when I'm bored, and yes, living on your own, you do get bored. And when I'm bored, I should really go and do some housework, which I never do. I never do housework. Place is a bloody tip. I could actually do that. Aye. Thanks, Bebop. Thanks for the donation. I'm going to see how I can transfer this money that's coming in to Listeria, because that's a different account. My Listeryear account can be found through my Facebook page, and there's a link there. I I'm doing quite well. Oh, yeah, I I didn't expect to make big money. I could have made big money. I could have really pumped it hard, but I've not got the legs that I used to have. Now I'm just happy, just dundering away, doing things a wee bit at a time. Oh, and this is my latest thing. Trying this cider. Oh, I used to hate cider. It used to make me go to sleep, so I never drunk it. But I remember when I was at fire school in Morton Marsh back in the 60s, so you get my age. There was a pub outside the fire school, and you could get cider in there, and it was 10 a pint. It was bloody rocket fuel. It was great. I had never tasted English cider before, and this was the rough stuff. And you went in there, there's all these old guys in there, scoop it up. 10 a pint it was. But mind you, the price of a pint of beer was not much more at that time. I can't remember when I started drinking illegally what the price was. But I can remember when I was 18 and started to go into the railway inn in Juniper Green. It was 1 and 8. For a pint of light. Oh, that Thames, by the way, that's 4 new pence for that pint for that pint of cider, 4 new pence. Oh, no, it said you daft. No, it was 1 in Thames. That's about 9 pence. I was getting a pint for 9 pence. Greetings from Germany. Hey, we love you. I know Danish for I love you. What's that? Elskeda. Is it the same in German? Oh, somebody in North US. Been there once. Been in Stornoway. No, Stornoway. Lewis. Is it Lewis? I've been there once. Aye, it was my wife's great aunt lived in Skye, and we used to go over to see her and live there for a week. And also, we looked after the farm it had at one point. But that's another story. So one day we got the boat for Uig in the northeast Skye over to Stornoway. No, Stornoway, is it? Where is it you're saying? Yeah. Out of Uist. And we went up to the capital. We had a great day up there. Now, at that time, Andy Robbins, the wrestler, he used to wrestle with this bear called Hercules. Well, Hercules had went and decided to go, and for about 6 months it was living wild in Uist. It survived, and it came back and was as friendly as anything. But we were all looking to see if we could see Hercules. Aye, Tarbert. That's where we got the boat to. For somewhere on the top, I think I just said the name, out at Tarbert, and then we went up to the main place, bus journey. And that's the sort of daft things that we used to do when we were on holiday. And on the way back, we're on the boat, and we had our daughter with us, and she was away playing with this other lassie. They actually became pen friends. But one of the seamen came out into the black deck and handed my wife a half loaf. He says, just put your hand up with the bread on it, and the seagulls will come down. Christ, seagulls! They were bloody albatrosses, I think. They were massive. And, Isabel would pick the bread up, the thing would come down and take it out of her hand. Oh, she thought this was great. Oh, aye. Let's go when you're no far from us. Or are you saying you're no far from me now? I think I sort of remember where you told me you lived. Up near where you get the oysters. Aye. I'll hate to get up there. Now, that sort of direction could be a good one when I didn't ken places up there that I can take the tent. I was just thinking things today when I put the van in for MOT. It might just be a case of going in for MOT for the day, but if it needs any work, which I doubt, it shouldn't need work. The garage that I'm going to is they've got a good reputation. They're not the type that rip folk off. And there's a few garages down our way rip people off. You know who I'm talking about, don't you? Yes. And the whole village knows who I'm talking about. Aye. We've got some garages that are good with the penmanship and not very good with the repairs. Oh, I'm actually enjoying that cider. Or I'm a kid knowing that I'm enjoying the cider. Because I didn't want to let folk think that I'm no enjoying it. Oh, that's my phone going. Just make sure it's nobody coming in on the side. Didn't want to put information up on the I'm finally starting to get used to. Oh no. I'm finally getting used to using the mobile. It's. I still can't answer it. I still can't answer the phone. I know I might put my hand on it and flick it. The amount of times that it goes to voicemail. So there's another thing. If anybody's phoning us that knows my number, make allowances for that. But I think most of the folk that know me know to phone my landline. Because where I live in Garrison, the phone reception's not the best. It never has been. And the only thing it works occasionally is Vodafone. Now, that phone of mine is Talk Mobile, which uses Vodafone. And sometimes the BT one can get through. Let's see. Claire Adair. Thanks, Claire. They've sent a donation to my other thing. That's what that notification there was. I I can't even. I can use the phone for uh, to look at emails, but anything else, like that email that Claire's just sent me, I'll just say there's movement on your pay site. I can't remember the name of the thing, memory, but I couldn't follow that. But the youngins can. Uh, I got a mobile phone early, but it was one of those brick things. My work gave me a mobile phone, but it didn't have any of this stuff. And with that group that I work with, Listening Ear has they do all their work with their volunteers with this WhatsApp, and I wasn't on it for long enough because I didn't know how to get it onto the phone. And I got one of the lassies to get it onto my phone, and I still had bother. So we got a new volunteer coordinator, and he finally got it sorted for me. But now I understand it a wee bit better. Not all that great. And I can use WhatsApp, but there's a lot more to WhatsApp than I know. TikTok, I can't even remember how to get back on it, and I've got a lot of stuff there. I never monitorised that because I didn't know how to do it. It's an age thing. You youngins have, and my daughter, she couldn't help. She's bloody handless, unless it's something to do with horses. She's bloody good with horses. But she gets her mates to sort her phone for her. Oh, that's good stuff. Aye. I got a crate of that. I'd never tried that type, Innis, or Inch, or whatever it is. I'd never tried that. I had Thatcher's. I had a 4-pack of Thatcher's. Oh, that's nice, quite nice. But it was the name that put me off, The Iron Lady. I never liked her. I'm not sure whether I voted for her or not, but I never liked her. Aye. I remember. I had too many bad memories of her. Anyway, tomorrow, what the hell's going on here? Looking out my window, there's a load of females in a garden that I can see into, and they're all dressed up. I don't know whether they're having a hen night or not, but there's one walking about white with a fancy dress, and she's got a silver stardusted skipper's hat on. They must be having a party. I better not make it obvious that I can see. I'm up high in the hotel, so I can see into the gardens. I'll get done for peeping. I wouldn't worry about that. But camping's changing. You're going to start to see a lot of stuff comes in through this Timo. It's a load of rubbish, some of it. They asked me to do work for them, but I wouldn't because most of the stuff I wouldn't use. And I wouldn't encourage folk to use them. Okay, I like my gadgets, and I've got all the gadgets. Yes. I've got the night vision, which is back. I've got the night vision and the thing for chasing the mosquito. So yeah, I like that. But I've got to get up. I've got to get back up the Minnock Pass. But one of the boys was up there the week before last. No, 2 weeks ago. Dave. He lives in the Philippines, but he's out here on holiday and running about. And he was up the Minnock Pass. He says he couldn't get moving for the Gypsy Travellers had moved in. And they were all camped there and running up and down going daft. But it's only next month or the month after the Appleby Fair's on. So they'll all be at that. But they never cause any, they didn't cause bother with the other folk that's there. It's just that the kids bought that Minnock Pass. A bit of a wind problem in it, always has been. I got a wee sign up saying my connection's unstable. No, it seems to be all right. This hotel's got Wi-Fi, and it makes a great difference. But I checked my phone, and I think the reception is very good, which means it's just one bar. I could have got that on one bar, but not as good as you'd expect. I'm going to have a look at that thing later that the boy told me about. See if I get connections for streaming channels all the time. I tell a lot of them to go to hell. Well, I just didn't take them up. I didn't be rude to anybody. I get a lot of offers of stuff. And I'm more careful now. Especially with the torches. Because one or two of the torches I got sent were pretty basic. But mind you, a lot of them are top of the range. They're just out of this world. And that wee lantern that I got sent, I can't remember who sent it, but it's a wee lantern and you'll see me using it a lot. That is a fantastic bit of kit. The light it throws off and it burns all bloody night. And you can charge it up off the battery that I carry. Aye. There's a lot of good stuff out there. Some strange error. I don't know if it's that you'd still be able to see it. There's an error up. I'm assuming it is still working. That's sure. I've been warned that this place is going to get loud. I just realised I'm above the bar. And there's karaoke and all the rest of it. Yeah. Thanks. Doris, it says there. Yeah, thanks. It lagged for a wee bit and came back. They are still up, but this internet, well, it's a hotel internet. You didn't care how many folks using it. Could be everybody in the bar could be watching it. Hey, some of them could be watching this. I better not say anything bad about the hotel. If I'm going to say anything bad, I'll wait till I'm away. All say is so far, so good. Nothing fantastic about the place. It's somewhere to lay your head, and everything's here that you need. Uh, it could try better. You hear that if you're listening? You could try better. I mean, you say they didn't do breakfast. So I just went back up to one of the shops and got some extra stuff. And I'll make sure I get a good feed tomorrow. I've got biscuits, milkshakes. I'll be able to have that for breakfast, and that should see me through. I've also got sweeties that I'm going to carry. I'm looking forward to this. I'm not putting my kilt on till tomorrow morning. It's hidden away in the bottom of my bag. A black watch kilt. No, I was looking at some of the guys that have been round, and most of them I went to get lightweight kilts. There's very, very few of them used a heavyweight kilt. I might say my own kilt. There's no bloody way. There's no bloody way I could walk a great distance in my own kilt. It's too heavy. Yes, this is the Kiltwalk. The Kiltwalk, I'll record it. I've recorded the run-in, and I'll record the Kiltwalk tomorrow. Full video. As I'm going round, I'll record it, and then I'll just patch it together and put it up. There's some greetings from Hungary. Lovely place. Cheers, Cheech. It was one of the other. It was one of our volunteer coordinators. She was going to do it. In fact, she pulled out a couple of days ago. Some family thing has come up, so she's not getting up. Which was a shame, because I would have liked the company going round. But knowing me, I'll meet up with somebody. And we'll have a good. We'll have a good wee day. It seems to be. I saw the finish place for the outside, and it looks quite big. They've done a hell of a lot of work on this. Whoever's organised it has done a heck of a lot of work. It's a really, really big thing. And you've got everybody walking about in kilts. Some of them are looking quite tasty, young gentlemen. You want to get yourself up here, you young gentlemen. The place is hoaching with crumpet. And they're wearing kilts. Good Scottish lassies. I'll have to get to that streamer thing and talk to these Americans. Younger days chasing Americans. One of my mates, he was a squaddy. He was a drummer in the Royal Scots Dragoon Guards. They had the hit with Amazing Grace, and he was a drummer in that, And they went to America, and the birds were all over them. He was just young, he was just a laddie. They had a great time. Mind you, I used to do the tattoo. I used to do the fire safety at the tattoo. And it was all the American birds that used to come up and chat. And we'd go for a drink afterwards, and we'll leave it at that. But yeah, different people, different ways of going about things. Well, this party over here is hot enough. They're on the margaritas. And I'm on the cloudy cider. I don't know if that's good for you though. Oh. Ah. Aye. On the way up the road to the chippy, I had a look at all the places for something to eat. Some of the stuff is there's an Italian on the road there. It looks very, very good. There was a guy sitting there with a lasagna, and it looked absolutely fantastic. Look, I'll forget the name of that place. I'll have to look it back because I'm not taking any notes now. Aye. No, but when I finish with this, I'll be too bloody knackered. I've had a bad day driving up. A very bad day. So common sense says I should maybe get my head down. Maybe get a quick pint and but get my head down. Yeah, I really need to get my head down. I came out here and one of the main drags I was going to use. I gets up to it and it's closed. No diversion signs. And I don't know that here. I ended up back in here. I ended up at the bloody beach. So I said, right, I'll try to bypass it. What's the next village up? And I thought, I tapped that in. And I ended up in the same bloody rubbish. So in the end, I said, bugger it. I'll go up the AM77 or whatever it is. So I went up that and into Glasgow. But I'll have a look tomorrow and I think I'll go back round the coast, come off the Erskine and go along to Greenock, do to Largs and down that road. That's a nice drive. Stop in Largs for an ice cream. The best ice cream in Scotland. You'll be driving the car and no. Aye, it's a nice road. Actually, when I was thinking he relocated after I got rid of number 2, I actually looked at Greenock. I fancy Greenock. I don't know why. I think it was because it had a train station and had access to everywhere. But it was a wee bit mountainous. it just wasn't for me. I looked at Largs, but that definitely wasn't for me. That's flaming blue rinses. That's where old Glasgow people go to die. The parking's rubbish, absolutely rubbish in Largs. The best thing in Largs is a boat to Great Cumbria, which I like, but I don't think I could live there. The last time I was in Great Cumbria, I went to a charity shop and I bought a rather nice clock. My mate's probably got it by now. But these two older women in the place, they're trying to get me a date with this other older woman. I thought, I like this place. But it's a place, Great Cumbria is a place that dies come the magic witching hour. I think it must be about 5 o'clock. There's no much after that. The Chinese is absolutely bloody rubbish. And that's it. There might be a chippy. There used to be a chippy, but I don't know if it's still there. But everything's shut. And just the pubs. And well, all you can get in the pubs is you know what. Huh. Crisps, and not even good ones. Ah. Well, that's a thing to do. I was in 3 different shops. I was looking for prawn crackers. I like my prawn crackers. I was wanting a big baggy prawn crackers. Nah, couldn't get one. I was really angry at that because I fancied sitting here with prawn crackers. They're softer, you see. These are quite hard because they're crushed. Aye, it's been some day. I came up here. I was early. I says, "Can I book it early?" And the guy goes, "Aye, but it'll cost you a tenner an hour." I says, "Come what you can do with that, pal, don't you?" Thanks, Jamie. You horrible person. Happy new haircut. What do you look like? I look like an old man. Nah, I needed it. I just, as I say, I've just not been feeling right since that carry on I had at the beginning of the year. And I felt, I was feeling a wee bit scruffy. So I said, I'll get it taken back. It's still long at the back. It's no been donged. And the wee lassie that does it, she does a good job, and she only charges £4. I've told her she should be charging more. But there's loads of flaming barber shops in Stranraer. I've got a mate that's got one, but he bother getting parked there. And also, he's a mate, he doesn't take money. And I'm not like that. Of course, you've got a bloody Turkish barber in the place. We've got one of them in Newton Stewart now. In fact, I think he's the only barber. I'd rather drive 40 miles to Stranraer to get a haircut than go to that bugger. I'm just looking at the party. No, it's that way. Aye. The way the thing's working. When I turn my head goes that way, and I'm looking that way actually. No, that way. It's all upside down. Aye. I'm just sitting here, blinking, relaxing. God, these women have got a blow up man. You know, lads, you know about blow up ladies, aye, right? Well, this lot have got a blow up man tied up against the house. Aye, I think women can party just as hard as men, if not harder. Oh, aye. It's been a great week for the weather. If this heads up through the summer, I'll be happy. See, last year it was absolutely bogging. Anytime we got out, there was something wrong with the bloody weather, and I had to sit in the van with the door shut. Now, that'll be the good thing if I have the tent. I'm only going to use the tent in bigger places. And I'll be able to sit out with that. And I've got all the stuff to fill it. I've got the bed. Come the winter, I've got the paraffin stove. I'm going to use that. Paraffin stove's a great thing for a hot tent. Some people are now using diesel heaters. Well, my paraffin stove runs on diesel. Oh, what a life. I'm looking forward to this. And I'll have to find more places that I can take it. And it's all about getting out. And I've still got the bivvies for the van, for side of the road stuff. And I'm actually thinking, where could I use that big tent along the Raiders Road in the forestry? I don't think I could. No, you couldn't. That's still a van and bivvy. That's still a van and bivvy along the Raiders Road. And you can get the tent out at the side of the river. But I might be tempted. They didn't seem to check for permits along there. I might be tempted to take one of my rods or one of my wee collapsibles, not even the full shooting match, and do some perch and roach fishing. I want to fish for fleming. There's no way that I'll fish for pike. I hate the bloody things. Horrible things. No. Either that, as I've said, one of these times when I go to Newton Farm, I'm going to ask if I can go and fish the pond. Oh. I would take decent gear to fish that pond because I know there's stuff in there. Don't know what it is, but I know there's stuff in there. Am I going to have a second tin? We'll vote on that. Am I going to have a second tin? Of course I bloody am. I'm celebrating my haircut. Absolutely. Thanks for the donation. Here we go. Right, and got it in the bin. I like this stuff. Remember the rubbish we used to drink when we were younger? Now, snake bite. Aye, when we went to the skating at Murrayfield, you drank snake bite. Now that is beer and cider. It is the awfulest looking drink that you can get. It's thick, it's gloggy, it looks terrible, and it drives you mental. All the guys that went boxing used to drink snake bite. Another thing you can do with cider is mix it with Guinness, and that's black velvet. The real black velvet is meant to be champagne and Guinness. Now, I've tried champagne, but I don't think I'd put it in Guinness. When I tried it, I didn't like it. But my stomach wasn't very good at that time. I might get a bottle. If if I win the lottery, I'll get a bottle of Bollinger and I'll try a black velvet. There's all sorts of things you can do I with Guinness. What's a car bomb? I can't remember. It's a nippy something really, really strong, and yet just put it straight into the pint of Guinness, upside down, glass and all. And that's what they call a car bomb. I can't remember what it is. I've tried it. oh, oh, wait a now. What was it? That German stuff. Jaeger. No, that was a Jaeger bomb. Aye. Jägermeister. It might have been that. I didn't think that was very. I don't. Well, you know, I've got a still, and I've actually made a version of Jägermeister, and I didn't think it was that. I couldn't see what all the noise was about. But I remember when it was back in the 90s, Gold Slacker. And there was another daft that the young ones were drinking. And I had a few. I had one really good night on that stuff. It was Gold Slacker. There was someone else that was just as potent. And I didn't go into my work till midday. And it takes a lot for me to do that. I think that was the only time I missed work. And I remember phoning up the manager that I reported to and said, look, I was out at the rugby celebrating last night with a French lot. I'm not up for it. I'll be in about midday. He just said, no, if anybody asks, you're away out on a call. The whole office knew about it. Old Pat Fleming steaming. But my mate, he was worse. He lost fear for days. And I was getting flashbacks. I was getting flashbacks. It was a time when the French were out here. That's always a good time to go into Edinburgh when the French are out here. And I thought I was having flashbacks that I had been playing the bagpipes. Now, I can't play the bagpipes. I can make a noise. And this is how cloudy it was. And my mate just burst out laughing. He says, no. He says, but you were up dancing the Highland Fling with a certain beautiful French lady. I thought, oh, I must have been that bad then. Aye, them were the days. Aye. I didn't like drinking in Edinburgh. Only went out maybe 3-4 times a year with my mate. And, every time we went out, there was always trouble. Now, I'll let you away with that comment. Not us, because you gave a wee donation. But I listen to Pipeline on a Saturday night. Aye, it's all the time I listen to the radio. Saturday night, instead of going down to the local pub, where I could be more social, I listen to 2 hours of Take the Floor. That's fiddle and accordion music, or Scottish stuff. And then you get an hour of Pipeline. Now, sometimes it is absolutely, you get these foreign pipes on, or some of these modern people that have been to the School of Scottish Studies, and they want to play fancy things on the pipe. But usually, no arguing. It's good old Scottish pipe music. You'll get the pipe bands, you'll get some of the best pipers on, you'll get some good pibroch. Pibroch's a dirge if you didn't understand it. It's all about showing the skill of the piper. You get some really famous people and they'll bring back stuff. Somebody didn't make a donation. This is what to me. I thought you did. If you did, thanks. If you didn't, thanks anyway. I like listening to the pipes. I've got a chanter and I can knock a tune out of it. My father-in-law was a great piper, and he was involved with the Eagle Pipers. That's the top piping group in Scotland. And used to have all the greats coming round the house. I knew some of the best pipers in the world. Aye. And that club, it used to be in the Royal Scots Club. And I was in the Royal Scots Club. That's place, if you behave yourself, you could go to in Edinburgh. But I was in another club and I was sitting down and we got talking to this guy. It was a Dickie Bow thing I was at, a dining in night. And I mentioned that, we got talking about powers. And it turns out the guy I was talking to had known my father-in-law. And he says, do you ever go to the Royal Scots Club? And so I said, I've been in it once, but no, I'm not a member. He says, well, we're having a meeting on Tuesday night. Come down for a pint and we'll get you signed up. I thought, oh, nice one. Thank you. Nice to be nice. There's loads of nice places in Edinburgh. The men's club stuff. There is quite a few gentlemen's clubs still in Edinburgh. Not as much as there used to be, but you can get a good night out, a quiet night out. Well, my mate, he's in that Scottish Malt Whisky Association. That's quite an expensive club in some ways. But there's a downstairs for the common herd, you and I can go into, and you can sample some of the best Scots and whiskies in the country. But you go upstairs, and that's where the members go. And the drink is much cheaper. But there, it's all whiskey. And you get given a menu. And it tells you, it's on numbers. You order by number. And it's all tells you about the whiskey. And then when you get it, in the middle of the table, there's a glass of water with an eyedropper in it. And what you're meant to do is you're meant to taste the whiskey first. Because some of these things are up over 60% proof. And then just take the eyedropper and just a wee drop of water, and makes it easier to drink. Now, if you are drinking whiskey, and somebody gets you to drink the whiskey, be a man, drink it flaming straight, you won't like it. Just a wee touch of water in whiskey, and it totally changes it. Ushkava, the water of life. That's what you get. It's absolutely brilliant. Just the smallest touch of water. Yeah. I might say the other week there, when I was young, we used to. Somebody for Paisley. I'm just about. I nearly went through the other day. Is that Andy? Andy Stewart, Andrew Stewart. Oh, it's Andrew Stewart, no Andy Stewart. Now, Vermon's saying, why don't I attach a noning to my van? Right, my van is just under 6 feet, which means that it gets through most barriers. It'll get through a barrier that a car would get through. If I put an awning on it, it wouldn't get through. That's why I don't use an awning. And that's why I prefer to use the bivvy. That was the idea of the bivvy. I could have rigged up a jerry awning. In fact, I do have, probably still lying in the van, I do have a tarpaulin, or a harp as we call them, magnets, poles and string. But now let's see what happens with this tent. Yeah, let's see what happens with the tent. Oh, Andrew asked, do I miss the tent camping? The reason I stopped tent camping was health and safety. As you would know, back at that time, I used to get the shakes badly. It's because of a congenital heart defect. I didn't know that at that time. But the reason I was getting the shakes if I exerted myself. Now, putting the tent up was exerting myself. Even the simple ones, you'll see I sit down after it, and particularly one of my hands is, or you'll see me clamping my hands to my knees. That's why I stopped, was I was starting to worry a wee bit about my health. But now that I've been to the hospital and I've actually had a look inside and what have you, shall we say, we know what it is. I know how much I can do. Like that air tent, there's no bloody way I'll put it up in a winter. Fit people are pumping it up in just over a minute. I won't be doing that. The first thing I'll try to do is see if I can rig my electric pump to work with it. If I can rig my electric pump to work with it, job done. But if no, as always, the first thing I take out the back of the van is my chair. I'll just sit down. I'll do a wee bit of work, sit down. Do a wee bit more work, sit down. Until I get the job done. I had the Euro. Uh, this is Andrew again. He said he's going to a place in Lanark, and he's taken his Eurohike airbeam tent. That's the same model I had. And I'm giving that to my cousin's kids because they go camping all the time. They're great folk. And I gave them pumps in that. But the thing I had to bother with was you really need two people on that one. Because you've got there's a half link and it slips out. And you're pumping away and it slips out. And you lose some of the air. No. I actually made a pump for it. I cut and pasted some pipes. But I'm going to charge up my air pump and take it with me. And as soon as I get everything out of the box, I'll spend 5 minutes in the chair seeing if I can use the air pump. It takes longer, by the way, to put it up on the air pump. But what the hell? I've got a day. Aye, Andrew's saying, aye, the connector's a flaming nuisance. What I did was I got a connector that fitted, but didn't fit the pump. And I got a hose coming out of the pump, and I cut it near the end. Then I got the hose that actually worked and cut it about halfway. I put a pipe with glue down both of them and glued it up, so I made a fitting. A bit of a jerry rig, but it worked. And that's what you're looking for. Yeah. And in the end, because that way I can have one hand on the coupling. But I noticed with this new tent, you screw someone in. And then there's a flipping half coupling. But the real problem, as far as I'm concerned, it's the pump. Because the connector goes to the top of the pump, which are going up and down with it. And, now, if that was at the bottom, coming out the bottom of the unit, and you're pumping away, you wouldn't be annoying it. You wouldn't be causing any bother. But let's see if I can get around it. If I can't, all I do is empty the van out and sleep in the van. Put everything that I was going to use in the tent, I just take it out of the van, put it underneath the van and sleep in the van. I'm not going to be beat. Well, I will not be happy, but I wouldn't be beat. Aye. And hopefully if I use that, I've got an old, I've got a fishing chair lying there. I've got a carpet, my collapsible table, my chair, and no right away, but I'll be able to get the heater in there. And it's big enough for just me and Morag. I might even take Morag's, I might even take Morag's basket. The other good thing about this tent, and any tent with a fire in it, it's got to have two doors. Aye. Oh, and that's what I'm looking forward to. If it's two doors, if anything goes wrong, I can get out. In fact, I see one on the internet, somebody said somebody's tent went on fire. I really should look at that. common sense says look at it. So what air tent have I got now? It's got half a dozen different bloody names under different things. Just go into YouTube, put in air or inflatable tent. Now you're looking for something that's 6x9 and it looks like an ordinary tent. Timu do it, Up Sunny do it, and about every other bloody place on the internet. There's 2 or 3 different types. There's not much difference. But as I say, that's the dimensions. It's just over 6, just over 9, and it looks like about a Boy Scout tent. You know, the one with the flaps out the side, and that one. And they're on the market for about $250. And there are all sorts of different companies are doing different things. I went with Up Sunny or whatever they call it, or Sunny Upper, because I've been with them before. And although their stuff's a load of, some of it's dodgy, one of their tents definitely was. I thought it was okay till I tried it in high wind. But that's the one to look at. And there's loads of stuff now. You'll also notice it's all Americans and the occasional Australasian who's talking about it. But the Canadians and Yanks have been trying it, and they've been out in bad weather with it. You know, out in, what shall we say, snowstorms. A wee moan, some of them's got a wee moan about the leak a wee bit, but I was looking at the leaks and I'm going, what are you moaning about, you stupid bugger? Just towel that up, and when it dries, spray it. You know, I couldn't find it. There was all different guys testing it, and some of them had wee moans and moans and moans and moans, and I couldn't find a valid moan. Okay, some of the seam seal on 2 or 3 of the folk it demonstrated wasn't 100%. I'd say it was 99%. You know, it was the bloody well running in. It wasn't like a heliburg or a helipool, as they call them. You know, it just needed a wee spray. And I would do that with any tent. I've had some really good tents. And I've done videos on spraying tents. I'm very good at spraying tents. Well, I'm thinking of doing a meetup in the summer. If I do, it will be, I think, unless I can find another place just as well, and where you can be yourself. You know, you can have a fire and you can misbehave a wee bit without being stupid. So to me, the only place I can think of is either Donaghadee or Newton Farm. But yeah, I've still got my bivvies. I've actually got 4 bivvies. I've got an inflatable bivvy that I bought 5 or 6 years ago, used once and never used it again. Now I'd have to check that because it was a wee bit damp putting away. It might be knackered. But it's lying there. I've got the bivvy that I started out with, which is a wee bit. No, it's easy. It takes 10 minutes to get it up. It's easy. And then I've got the 2 exoskeleton bivvies. Aye, that's Vermin away. Thanks for the donations, Vermin. You did me proud. I'll see you later. Oh, let me. Geese just came on. Aye. Yeah, we're doing fine. Aye, I don't know how many tents I've got lying upstairs. I've got a room that's full of flaming fishing and camping gear. I don't know what's in there. Because I gave some of the tents away. I know I've got my Slummet. It's in the back of the. It's actually in the back of the van now. I was carrying that in case anything went wrong. I've still got my teepee. I can see one or two other big things here, but I don't know what they are. Oh, Andrew. At North Rhines, hi Christ, that site is, I've not been there, that's where I started and been there once or twice. That is a lovely wee site. You have to behave yourself on it. It's not, and there's no many pitches. But yeah, book that one for yourself, man. And all the wee bits, it's all wee bits and bushes. There's about 10 pitches, and everyone's got a fire pit. And he'll sell you the logs and the kindling and that. Nice folk. And the facilities, that's North Rhines campsite, and the facilities are clean. It's cheap as well. I've not been there in a couple of years, and it was about a tenner or something. But also it does motorhomes, and it's a motorhome stop as well. But the facilities, the toilets and showers, 100%, 100%. But that is a beautiful wee campsite. I must give that a visit sometime. There's one or two spots there at a heavier tent you can get away with. Aye. Yeah. Now you've got me thinking. And also the good one with that one is it's only a 10-minute run into Stranraer. And I've got a friend just lives round the corner. Yeah, that's a good one. You went to the place in Auchinleck. I only went there once. That is a lovely wee campsite. There's two nice pitches on it. The one that I used, and there's one down the bottom, but the one that I used is absolutely fantastic. Well, Colzine campsite, or Culzean, whatever you want to call it, that is Caravan and Camping Club. I've been there twice. Now, what I will say about it, it's a well-run campsite. But the last time I was there, the motor had just been in pumping out the septic tank. I was there 2 days and it was bloody stinking. Every time the wind had a wee blow, I was smelling sewage. So I won't go back to that. And I've made that quite plain. I will not go back to that. No with that. That's a good site for camping, for touring. But there's places near there. Depending how mobile you are, you can get down onto the beach. There's a couple of openings down onto the beach, and also there's another way further along that I drove down with the van, and it gets you down onto the beach. You can camp there. Look at some of Colin Russell's earlier videos. I know a lot of his stuff. I think a lot of his stuff's still there. He goes down there. You can tell because Elsa Craig's in the background. He doesn't say it's there. Hey, Colin. How you getting on, mate? Yeah. I take it, Andrew, I take it you're in sort of Paisley sort of area. Yeah, very, very friendly. The ground was a wee bit wet when I was there, so I'd bother getting out. I've actually still got a video online there that I did when I was there that I've not put up, but it was about equipment. The electric beret. I've been on the electric beret. Thanks, Alex, for the donation there. Yes, I've been on the electric beret. When we were bairns, on a Monday holiday and the weekends, Mum, Dad, and me would go into Edinburgh bus station, St Andrews bus station, and we got a tour. And one of the tours they used to do was to the electric beret. So I've been on the electric beret in a bus going uphill. In fact, the last time I was there, because I was camping near there down at the foreshore, can't remember the name of it, I went down to the electric beret just for the sake of it. Magic it was. How do you donate to listening here? You go into my Facebook page, which is Wonder with Mac, and you'll see a connection for that. It takes you to the donation page. That's Wonder with Mac on Facebook. That's my main link page, and we'll do good. We need the money. We've got that much. We've got that much going on in listening here now. I went to receive a check the other week for the police and the district council. It was money that had been laid aside for something that had went defunct during COVID. And we got it. And what it is older people, if they need a wee refresher in driving or they need an assessment, will pay for 2 lessons or 2 assessments with a driving instructor. And the police will also give them a lecture. We'll use our friendly cops for that on roadside safety, breakdowns, getting contacts, dealing with sat navs, modern cars. And that's our latest one, but we still do NODA. No one dies alone. That's if somebody's terminal for the last few days, we'll sit with them up until they pass. We do our friendly cops, which is in the community and in care homes. And of course, we're still doing phoning folk that are isolated. That's what I do. I phone people that are isolated and lonely and talk to them and help them. But I'm one of the trustees, so I get to do all sorts of clicking things. We've got about 100 working volunteers. We've got a reasonable sized staff. And this last year, especially the last 6 months, we go on and on and on. And all of a sudden, we got ahead. Thanks, Alex, for that wee donation. Croy Shore. That's the one. Yeah. I won't be back to Croy Shore because I didn't like going down that bloody hill. Or was it just that I was new to the van? But that's more of a place for the caravanners. But then again, I wouldn't like to see a bloody caravanner going down that hill or meet one on the way up because it's not very good for passing. But it's a lovely spot. Thanks, Chooch. Thanks for that. Aye, I've got to. It's my age. I've done so much in my life. You say, we've all met folk when we're younger and they say, oh, they've done this and done that. And used to say, how the hell did they get time to do all that? But when you get to my age, folk are saying, well, he's been about the earth that amount of times. He said plenty of time to get around all these things. And 50 years of working and all different things. I tried to work out how many full-time jobs I had. My whole career I'd only 5 or 6 different companies, but it was what I did in the companies. But also, my hobbies. I've volunteered since I was 15-year-old. I was in a swimming club, Grove Amateur Swimming Club. It's still there. It's in Dalry, in Edinburgh. And I was a member of that. And then I started to help with the coaching. I did my teaching certificates. I was, and I volunteered with that right up to before I left Edinburgh. I was over 50 years with that club. At the same time, I volunteered with the fire service, part-time fire service. I was trying to get into the regulars, but it's just I can't spell, so I couldn't get in. And then I helped with 2 or 3 other things. I was on the children's panel for a while. That's the juvenile justice system in Scotland. I run a shooting club. I've always been doing something. Andrew, thanks for sending that. Son, he's just made a nice donation to my thing. Thanks, Andrew. That's really appreciated. No, I've always volunteered. I maybe put my I should have really put my home life more. But even with my home life, my daughter, she went to the swimming club. She went to the shooting club. And I was involved with a discotheque, a mobile disco at one point. That was fun. Oh yeah. I've always been doing something, and even today, well, I'm involved with this listening here, but I also go to the U3A, University of the Third Age. That's an old folks club. It doesn't do bingo. Well, occasionally they might for a laugh. They've got all sorts of stuff. I don't go as much as I could because I'm busy. I've got a full life. I go to the genealogy and a social eating group. We meet up once a month, and we go for a meal somewhere. It's mostly women, which is very pleasant. uh, aye, and I go to the pub once a week, and what Morag? Twice a day, Morag goes out for a wee walk, and we meet people and talk to people, and isn't life great? Pakora! Yes, my Kiltwalk is tomorrow. There is one today, but that was the long stuff. Tomorrow is a short, well, there might be more on, but we're doing a short one. I say it's 4.5 miles. It's actually 4.5 kilometres. So that's what, about just under 3 miles. 3,000 yards. 3,000, no, yeah. Aye, it's about 3 miles. I might manage that. And it's quite flat. It's all round, it's all round the park. We start off somewhere. It's all flat. I think the walk itself has been quite flat because I saw them coming up the side of the burn. Andrew says South Whittleburn Farm and Largs is supposed to be a nice wee site. Now, I've saw that site. I've been tempted. The reason I didn't try it is anytime I went to Largs, if I was getting the Waverley, I'd get a hotel. But anytime I went to Largs, I always went out to Great Cumbria and kept for the night. There's one or two spots at Great Cumbria. And that's where I go. But yeah, I've heard of that one. Never been on it. Saw pictures. But I do, in the past, I have tried to avoid these places. I'll tell you, it was a good one time, and I am not going to be able to give you the name of it. It's at the other end of Loch Lomond. You go up to the top of Loch Lomond, and it's about 2 or 3 miles further on the right-hand side. You got a bridge. Now, that is a fantastic wee campsite. Here, look on the map. There's only one there. It's 2 or 3 miles. And that is a fantastic wee campsite for caravanners as well. Well, motorhomes. They've got a shop. They've got a pub. They do meals. They've got flaming hobbit huts, or whatever you want to call them. Have a look at that one. I can thoroughly recommend that one. I'm bad with names, and as you know, I've not got anything else running here. Yeah, that is a really good campsite, well run. All young people it employs. It's vibrant. They do holiday homes as well. There's a lot there. It's just finding them. But that Ballacadee, that's another one. If you like it a wee bit free and easy. Ballacadee. It's down to Newton Stewart, road to Stranraer, and then when you get to Kirkcone, turn right and go up towards Three Lochs. It's the way up to Three Lochs. But if you're motorhome just, and you're looking for a stopover, if you go up there, a place called Frugaldom. Frugaldom. It's run by friends of mine. Now, they've got one of these stopover places, and go up there. It's a working sanctuary, and you'll see adders up there. They've got a bit of ground laid out that attracts adders. That's a good stopover. I'll have to get up and see Susan and her partner again. I remember that place 12 years ago when they started it. It's beautiful. But it's where you find them. There is the sites. There's a site near me, and I've never been in it. I think it's just a field. It's as you leave the Wigton Whithorn Road and head into Garlis, and halfway along there's a signpost for a site. It takes tents as well on the left-hand side. I can't remember the name of it, but it looks grassfield toilet. And then up at Sorby, there's a stopover for caravans. The old schoolhouse. I've never been in it, but I believe it's nice because I think I know the guy that runs it, and I've met him. And then, of course, for the motorhomers, just go down to the Isle of Whithorn and go past the pub and round the back. There's toilets and everything down at the Isle. There's plenty of places. Okay, at the Isle you've also got Burrahead, but I don't recommend Burrahead. It wasn't vibrant when I was there. But then again, you go along to Port William. Port William's got a wee campsite in the summer. Okay, you can't have fires. King's something they call it. I can't remember the second, but that's at Port William. There's plenty of places. And then, of course, everybody knows that between Port William and the A75, you've got that stretch that goes along the side of the sea. And caravanners, campers, everybody camps there. There's no toilets. Have your own toilet. But there's plenty of places to camp around about. Loads and loads of places. Then after that, you're really heading to Stranraer. The camper van places at Stranraer, there's plenty of places just to draw in. But we've already spoken about the campsite at North Rhymes. South Rhymes, I won't name them, but you can work out where they are. The camper vanners use them. There's Sandhead, that's camper vanners only. They get right next to the coast, and there's a pub there, Technomara. And then you come to Ardwell, there's a picnic area there. Camper vanners and tenters use that. That's where the arseholes go. Oh, sorry, but that's where the idiots usually end up. Further down is New England Bay, which is, there's a big campsite for one of the motorhome groups. But as you drive into it, there's this vast two areas that's been used for at least 50 years. And you can tent and camp there. It's officially a picnic area. There's toilets there. There's toilets at Hartwell as well. It's there. And you guys with the motorhomes, you can get right down to the Molly Galloway. There's plenty of places to park down there. There is a wee unofficial place. You'll see it as you're driving along down the bottom of a hill. It can be a wee bit rough. Thermal comes round and collects a fiver. Your Bebop's asking about, he knows the Port William area. He's asking about what's happened to the Cock Inn. That's a pub at Auchinmallock, is it Auchinleary? No, it's on the Port William Road. Yeah, it's still there. The latest story, which I heard when I was getting my hair cut, for somebody who was in the caravans there, is that it is now going to be a private house because they couldn't run it full time as a place for a feed. And they're having bother getting it reverted. Well, that's a story. I did a planning module when I was doing one of my degrees. No, when I was doing my chartered. And I can't see that being a problem, reverting it for a pub to a house. I don't think they'll knock it down. It's too valuable. Aye, you're not Kieran Stranraer. Well, its nickname is Clayhole. And in my view, there is a lot of problems there. There is a lot of the drugs there. And there's a lot of ne'er-do-wells. But having said that, there's a lot of nice people live there. I know a lot of nice people that live there. I know some bampots as well, mind you, but I know bampots everywhere. Stranraer had a bit of a reputation at one time, a deserved reputation at one time. But none of the boats go right in the Stranraer now. That was part of the problem. They're further up the coast. And that's quieted it down a wee bit. Good chip shop in Stranraer. The Stingray. Best fish supper I've had in a while. £8.50 for a cod supper. And it was a real cod. I loved it. Well, that's me starting to choke. I'm starting to get tired. Anyway, thanks everybody for coming on. Thanks to everybody that's donated to a listening ear. I'll put a thank you up when everybody's when it's all over. And sometime next week, I'll come in and I'll write something on the bottom of this, let everybody ken how it went. Anyway, thanks everybody for coming up. I'll see yous when I see yous. Cheerio.